Welcome to InFocus Town Talk. Today we have Bill Chenard, who is the town manager for the town of Pembroke. Lots going on, Bill. Let's talk about first the town meeting, which is coming up on Tuesday, June 22nd at 7 o'clock. And it's going to be in two locations, in the auditorium and in the cafeteria in the high school, and you can talk about that further. But first, let's talk about your really important select board / advisory committee / town moderator combined select board meeting you're having next Wednesday night. Talk about that and why it's so important that people tune in.
Yeah, it is absolutely important, especially for new town meeting members and everyone. But it's what we're going to do is we're going to talk through the warrant so that people can understand the procedures, the policies, how it's going to work at town meeting, and what we're going to talk about at town meeting. That's so important. We go through every warrant question and have questions in advance. And if people do have questions in advance, please ask those questions. Tune into the meeting Wednesday night, ask them then, or send us an email or give us a call.
Right. And it's so critical that people show up at town meeting already educated as to what are the articles, what do they mean, what are they asking. Really important that people educate themselves beforehand. So we really, really recommend everybody watch the, and you can watch it, if you can't watch it live, you can watch it on replays on PACTV, the select board's meeting next Wednesday night. Let's talk about just a little bit about town meeting itself. We're going to have it in two locations in the high school. Can you just talk about how it might be a little bit different from a normal town meeting?
Sure. So normally everybody would come in, check in, go into the auditorium, we'd conduct business and adjourn. Because of COVID, we're still a little bit concerned, even though our numbers have been terrific. And I know that the governor's opened up, mask regulations, et cetera, but not everyone is vaccinated and not everyone wants to be vaccinated. So we're still going to have two different rooms. We're going to use the auditorium and the cafeteria. And the importance of that is if you've been vaccinated or you have antibodies, come into the auditorium. You can sit wherever you want. It'll be open structure, just like normal. But if you haven't been vaccinated or you're uncomfortable being next to someone, wear a mask, social distance in the cafeteria. The operations will be exactly the same. You'll be able to see everything that's going on. You'll be able to come in and speak if you wish to speak. But you can still remain protected and socially distanced. So that's an important factor that we think is important. Both the Board of Health and the Select Board have, and the moderator.
Right.
We've talked about that, and those are the procedures we're going to follow.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's talk about Mosquito Adulticide Application, because it's always something that comes up this time of year. The mosquitoes are going crazy. What's going to happen?
So the Plymouth County Mosquito Control Project is beginning to bring their truck through Plymouth County, and that will include Pembroke. And it's going to start. It started June 1st. I don't think they've been in Pembroke because I've been watching it. It will go through October. The spraying will be Monday through Friday from 2 a.m. to sunrise. And one important factor is that the www.plymouthmosquito.org. If you go there, you can actually look at the spray routes for that evening. So they show their routes, and so people know where they're going to be in case anyone has a question.
Great.
And
perfect.
then mosquito control is important.
Yes.
With Triple E and other things, it's
absolutely.
very
and every
important.
year, you can get really educated by visiting that website also. Now, there's a Route 36 Right of Way Easements project going to be starting. Can you explain what a Right of Way Easement is and what that's going to entail for the public?
Yeah. So every roadway that's a public roadway, publicly accepted roadway, has a right of way. There are different widths depending upon the type of roadway it is. On the transportation improvement plan through the Commonwealth, Pembroke, the Route 36, the state is spending millions of dollars to help improve that. To support that, the town must do some preliminary planning and make sure that the easements are in place because the roadway changes as improvements are made. We have gone through, we've looked at those easements. We're working with Mass DOT, our local district office here, and letters will be going out to those people that are affected by those easements. And what an easement is it just allows the town to put the roadway in legally. And so if you're affected, you get a letter in the mail. Look for that. If you have questions, please contact us. There'll be numbers on the letter.
Okay, perfect. Now, always when we have street construction, there's people like to know ahead of time what's going on. So your Center Street construction is going to be going from Elliott Ave, which is by the post office, all the way down to Route 27. When is that taking place? Why is that happening? Go.
So this year, we're going to be doing water main upgrades and water service upgrades. So we'll be doing some digging through there, and that will, continue through this construction season. Anyone who needs to do upgrades onto their property that isn't part of the town right away should plan to do that within the next year also. And that includes not just water, but gas also with National Grid. So if you need to do, actually gas, I'm sorry, gas is Eversource. Columbia Gas to Eversource bought it out. Go ahead and do those natural gas upgrades also at the same time. We're going to be paving that next year as part of that state program, and there will be a 5-year street opening moratorium after the final paving is complete. So any work you need to do within the roadway, it's very important that you do that now. And if you're transitioning that area and traveling during the construction process, try to avoid it. It will eliminate delays for you and help make it more safe for the construction process.
Perfect. Thank you. Also, we're going to be having some paving done on Valley Street. So can you talk about why that's being done and when that will start?
Yeah, so Valley Street will actually be finished paving this year, which will be by October. So if you have upgrades, do them quick. We want to make sure that people don't have that. We did all the setup work last year for Valley Street, so this year will be the final paving coat. And I know a number of people have called my office this year and said, "Hey, Valley Street, you did the paving, but it's really bad." It's really bad because it's not the final coat. Some of the grates are still up and those things that you see in a construction project. So the final coat will be going down this year. Again, 5-year moratorium after the final coat goes down. So if you have work to do, do it now.
Okay, perfect. Now, Town Landing Beach, there's a lot of really exciting things happening there. Can you outline not only what's being done, but the timeline for it?
Sure. The timeline's actually very, very quick. Now that the COVID crisis and we're opening up, I'm so excited about all of these construction projects because things were delayed for so long because of that. So actually, that work's going to start next week. Some of it's already started. Some of the preliminary work, some of the wire moves with National Grid and Verizon. So the work will start next week. The lifeguard building will be coming down. It's not in very good condition anyway. We will be pouring footings and building a new lifeguard building, which will have bathrooms, ADA accessible bathrooms, which is an awesome improvement to the beach. Shower space. It will include concessions, a nurse's station, and office and storage. So very excited about that piece. The park will become ADA accessible. So there'll be wheelchair ramps. There'll be poured in place rubber surfacing that's going in around the playground and part of the beach where the picnic tables are. That's going to improve wheelchair access and ADA access for people and improve safety around the playground. Really, really important. If you've never seen the poured in place rubber surfacing, wait till this goes in. It's such an improvement over the wood chips. I've done a few projects in other towns and certainly looked at many others across the Commonwealth. And then we're going to also be adding an ADA dock. Which is awesome in the sense that people in wheelchairs or restricted with canes, et cetera, will have dock space that's safe for them to access the water. I mean, really, really huge improvements to the beach area. Overall, it's going to take more than a year to complete, but the beach will be open this year.
Yep.
You'll start to see those improvements by July 1st.
Great. Can I ask you about parking? Now, I would assume you're going to have a lot more people
Sure.
are going to be visiting the beach. So what is the suggested parking or how to get there?
So there are 3 different areas to park. The parking in the parking lot near the beach, adjacent to the beach, will be open. There will be a dumpster there, which will be fenced off for safety, but that's only going to take a couple of spaces. So that parking is still available. Across the street is a dirt parking lot. So if you have boats or parking there, and then there are all those parallel drive-in parking spaces that are along the fence line behind the beach that will still be available. We're not taking any of those. We're not losing any of those spaces.
Okay, great. You can always get dropped off and get picked up later and spend the day. Now, also the Mattakeesett Street Playground. Go ahead.
Sure. So and we would encourage people dropping off. I mean, you drop off, spend a few hours at the beach, have someone come pick you up. That's a great idea.
Right.
And certainly allows us to, maintain additional spaces for those who can't be dropped off. So the Mattakeesett Street Playground, really excited about this. We've actually already started this process. It's going to include new playground equipment, safe equipment, modern equipment compared to what was there. There'll be ADA parking and ADA access for those folks who need it right to the playground. The playground will also have board in place rubber surface on it, which is great for wheelchairs over the comparing that to the wood chips that are technically ADA accessible, but try and drive a wheelchair over them. I did. My friend said, "Bill, get in a wheelchair and try it." So I did a couple of years ago, and it's virtually impossible. So this new surface will be awesome for those folks, and the playground equipment is incredible. We have some views of that on the website. There is a little bit of a glitch with that. The work had already started. The fence came down, the old playground equipment, the new base coat went in. The fencing is going up relatively quickly, board in place rubber, but there is a little bit of glitch because of COVID with a slight delay in the playground equipment, but it'll be coming, and they're, relatively quickly.
Great. Okay. Lastly, I want to talk about is clearly the town meeting is the 22nd. Now, voting is on Saturday, the 26th. Right in the middle of the end of June, right before summer. It is critical that people vote. And as it is, none of the towns have great turnouts for voting. So can you talk about the importance of how you can vote early, how you can vote by mail, and how you need to vote?
Yeah, we have so many challenged races in this community this year. Select board, school committee, board of health. I'm probably missing some, but really important that people get out to vote. Well, and the community center, the override vote, the debt exclusion is also on the ballot. Critical that people get out and vote. 15, 20, 25% is embarrassing almost. And so many communities around the Commonwealth have those very low numbers. Let's show them up. Let's put Pembroke on the map as we are an engaged community and people go out to vote. For early voting, certainly available now. Contact the town clerk's office for that. You can get your votes in. Don't wait till the 26th. Vote early. Get it done.
Right, and they make it
your
easy.
convenience.
Yeah, the town clerk makes it really easy to vote any way that's going to work for you. And also, for information, both the town website and town social media, especially the Facebook page, is excellent. Everything is posted there. It's always up to date. It's really inclusive. So utilize your resources that you have, Pembroke residents, and educate yourself. So Bill Chenard, thank you so much. We will see you again next month or the month after for Town Talk. We thank you for joining us today.